It's your trainer, Kathy, and this is day 2 of Power Pilates Sculpting. And today's workout is all about the core. We're going to work our core in all different directions, starting with standing, plank, lying on the mat, and in prone. The only equipment we're using for today is a stability ball or a small Pilates ball. You choose. You don't have to use any equipment if you don't want to, if you're a beginner. We're going to focus on the principles of shoulder stability, hip flexor abdominal coordination, and spinal articulation. It's time to get warmed up. There's no timer today. Everything's 12 to 15 reps. Go ahead and take your shoes off if you want and head to the mat. We're going to start our warm-up standing. Just placing my shoes off to the side. This is our 12 to 15 rep series. Reaching your arms out to the side, we're going to start out drawing our core in. Inhale. Relax the shoulders. Exhale. Expand that rib cage sideways. Lateral breathing. Inhale. Draw in that core. Exhale. Open the back of the throat as you exhale. We're trying to breathe through the diaphragm muscles. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. This is focusing on mind-body connection, connecting the breath to the body. As you inhale, really draw on that core, zipping up the jacket. Exhale. Open the rib cage. Imagine you have a string around your ribs. You're trying to pull on that string, expand it. Standing nice and tall, feet are planted. One final breath. And release. Open your eyes. Reaching your arms out in front of you. This is going to stabilize our shoulder joint. Shifting the weight over to the right foot as you lift that left leg up. Knee is in line with the hip. Draw it in, draw in that core. Straighten and extend the leg, tapping the foot back to the mat, and lift. Keeping that core in. This is hip flexor abdominal coordination. We're contracting the core as we stretch through the hip flexors. And keep smiling. Beautiful energy. We're going up to 12 reps. One more, hold it up, and release. Shifting the weight over to the left foot now, lifting that right foot off the mat, knee is bent in line with the hips, 90 degrees. Draw in that core. Inhale, exhale. Extend the leg down to the mat, tap the foot. Inhale, bring the knee back in. Keep that core braced. Stabilizing the shoulders, and hip flexors and abdominals are working together. We're trying to warm up that low belly, the transverse abdominis. So we want to keep our pelvis neutral. Oftentimes we tend to posteriorly or anteriorly tilt the pelvis, and that puts a strain on the back. So we want to keep a neutral pelvis for a healthy back. Two more. Last one. Hold it and release. That completes our warm-up. We're heading into our standing abs portion. I'm going to place my ball off to the side. I'm not using any equipment. If you're using a mini ball, you can place it between the legs. We're going to start out with the squat. Coming center, inhale, draw in that core. On the exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees. I know this is a leg exercise, but it does work the core. We're isolating the core. Now to work the core even deeper, place your hands by your side, shift the weight into that right foot, lifting that left leg off, bringing the knee towards the chest, and engage the low and upper belly. We're also working the rectus abdominis, that's the upper abs. We're shifting the weight over to the left and lifting that right leg. 1 rep per side. We're going up to 15. So that's 2 reps. Keep those hips still. We're working some hip disassociation here with the hip flexor-abdominal coordination. They work together. Standing tall. Really feel those abs turning on. We're up to 8 now. We got 5 more. Hold it here if you need to. Isolate the core, making sure your spine is straight, spinal articulation and stability. I'm showing you from a side view so you can see what that looks like. These are our last 3 reps. Sit a little lower if you can. Really deepen that core. And 1 more. Hold it up and release. Shake it out. We're now opening our arms out to the side, continuing with our shoulder stability. Drawing that left leg up straight. Extend the leg. Tapping fingertips to toes. We'll do 15 on the left leg and then 15 on the right. Draw those abs in and we're in. 2. Making sure your hip remains stable as you lift that leg. You're working into those hip flexors. Deep hip flexion. 9. That's 10. Keep going. Draw that core in. Last 2. Final rep. Recenter the body. Reach the arms out. Inhale. Exhale as you lift that leg and tap the toe. Fingertips to the toes. Working the abdominals as we stretch through the hip flexors. That's 5. 6. And try to stand nice and tall. Avoid doing this, leaning forward as you reach for that toe. If that's an issue, you can lift your leg halfway. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going back to the top, repeating those 3. I'm going to start from a side view. Hinging at the hips, sitting low. Inhale, draw in that core. This time, if you can, reach your arms out in front. Exhale, lifting that left leg off the mat, shifting the weight into the right foot, keeping this right hip stable, hip disassociation, and lower. Contract deep core as you lift that leg. This is 2, 15 per side. 4, 5, and we want to try not to bob for apples with our legs when we're doing this, so keep those hips still rather than bobbing them back and forth. That's 7, 8, 9, this 10, 5 more, 5 more per leg. And 15. Come to standing. We're going back into that straight leg lift, reaching your arms out to a T. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, shift the weight to the right foot as you reach that left leg forward. Tap fingertips to toes. Inhale to lower. Moving with the breath. We got 5 in. 7, 8. Remember keeping your hips square. We're not leaning forward like this. Keep going. We're going to hold it on that last one. 15. Hold it. Reach as far as you can and release. We're switching sides, shifting the weight to the left foot. We're lifting that right leg. Extend forward, and if you need to, you can lift the knee. That's another option. We're reaching for that toe. Straight leg extension with a reach. Really working those abdominal muscles. This is 10 here. We got 5 more. And 1. And release. Shake those legs out. We've got a bonus exercise before we head to plank. Turning to the side, I'm coming to a staggered stance. My right toes are in front. My left foot is behind, toes facing forward. Front knee is bent. Reaching the arms up, 30 degrees with the shoulders. Draw that knee in and back. We'll do 15 per side. This is one round. Really draw in that deep core. Contract that core. We're holding on with the obliques. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, turning opposite side. This time left leg is forward, knees are bent, both toes are facing forward. Right leg is straight. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, bring knee to chest. 5, 6, 8, 'Kay. Last one, hold it in and release. We're heading to plank. This is where I'm going to bring the ball in. You have the option of doing this without the ball. I'll show you what that looks like. We're coming into plank. This is called front supported Pilates. Wrists are in line with shoulders. We're lifting out of the shoulders. Trying to activate our serratus anterior shoulder stabilizer. Curl the toes under. We're lifting one leg off. That's what it looks like without the ball. I'll show you with the ball now. Come into plank. Pelvis is over the ball. Keep those wrists in line with the shoulders, toes curled under. Inhale, draw on those abs. On the exhale, lift that leg. Toe is pointed, plantar flexion. And lower, keep that toe pointed. We're working the low back muscles, part of our core. Draw on those abs. We got 15 reps. This is also working the glutes. Hold it up and release. We're going right to the other side. Curl the right toes under, point the left toes. Lift and lower. We're lifting out of the hip socket. This is working shoulder and spinal stability and hip disassociation together. 3 different principles. Also, our abdominals are contracting. We're working with alignments, wrists in line with shoulders. 2 more. Last one, and release. We're coming off the ball. We're going to a side plank now. Keep resting this left hip into the ball. If you don't have the ball, you can keep one knee on the mat. Wrist is straight, straight line, shoulder to the wrist. Or on the forearm, you can also stack the feet. I'll show you the option now with the ball. So with or without the ball, I'm going to stacked feet, reaching this right arm behind the head. Inhale, draw in that cord. Exhale, lift the right leg up, toes are pointed. We're lifting out of the hip, working the oblique. We're also working the glute muscles as a bonus, gluteus medius and gluteus minimus. And we're stretching through the leg, the outer thigh muscle, that's the tensor fascia latae. That's 10. We've got 5, 4, draw that core in, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're switching sides, going right to the opposite side. Pressing that hip into the ball. You can keep this bottom knee down. It's at a diagonal with the hip, or stack the feet. Wrist in line with shoulder, straight line. Hand behind the head or top of the hip if you need extra balance. Inhale, draw in your core. Exhale, lifting out of that hip socket. Working the obliques and outer thighs. Bonus legs. Abs in. We got 5 more. Keep going. You smile with me. Positive attitude will get us through it. Get us closer to our goals. Hold it up. Draw in the core and release. We're going back to the top. Plank with the leg lift. Coming into our front support position. Wrists in line with shoulders. Resting over the ball with our pelvis. Toes are curled under. Pointing the right toes. Inhale, dropping in that core. Exhale, lift that leg off. Engage the glutes, and we're working the lower back muscles. Core is contracting, it's isolating. Core isolation. That's part of core work. Isolating the muscle really builds deep fibers. This is 10. We got 5 more. 2 and 1. Switching sides, curl the right toes under, point the left toes. Dorsiflex right foot, plantar flex left foot. Inhale, draw on the core. Exhale, lift that leg. Lifting out of the shoulders, activate that serratus anterior. Coming from mid-scapula, under the armpit, working onto this last rib. Shoulder stabilization. So we want to really lift out of the shoulders, and we want to keep our blades open. If we're pinching them together, we deactivate that muscle. Keep that in mind. We got 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Going back to that side plank, remember without the ball or with the ball. Forearm or on the hand. And you can have one knee down or stacked feet. I'm doing stacked feet again. Coming into alignment, reaching this right hand behind the head. Inhale, draw in this whole core, zip it up like you're zipping up a jacket. Exhale, reaching out of the hip socket, lift that leg, elongate the leg, and lower. Lift a little higher if you can, really engage this oblique. If you want to, bring that knee in, gets deeper engagement. That's extra, I'll do a few of those. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, that's 1. These are our last 5, 2, and 1. Release. Switching sides. Just taking my ball over to the other side because I'm resting my right hip up against the ball. Straight line, wrist to shoulders. Feet are stacked on top of one another. Abs draw in. Left hand behind the head. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the leg, elongating. Knee in is an option. Knee to elbow. If you can do that while keeping the hips stable. This can be tricky for hip stability. This is where hip disassociation really needs to work with hip flexor-abdominal coordination. Deep core, we got 5 more. 4, 3, obliques, 2, that's the muffin top, and 1. Our bonus exercise, we're going swimming. Resting over the ball, pelvis on the ball. Hands are a little bit further away than shoulder height, but the wrist is still in line with the shoulders. Toes are tapping. Inhale, draw in the core. Exhale, lift the right leg, left arm. And you can do this on the mat, lying and prone. I'll show you that option next before we go on to our lying down portion. Just going to do a few on each side. This is bonus. Get us ready for when we go swimming in the summer. It's going to come real soon. One more, right side, and release. Now I'll show you the option of prone on the mat. Same thing. Hands reaching out, except our hips are resting against the mat. We got a slight posterior tuck of the pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, lifting left leg, right leg, left arm. Switching left leg, right arm. Just doing a few to show you. That's just digging deep into the low back muscles. That's part of the core. And release. We're heading into our mat portion. Lying on the mat. I'm taking my ball. Resting my ankles over the ball. Actually, I'm resting my calves over it. Pressing the low back into the mat. Clasp the hands behind the head. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, press the low back in. On the next inhale, lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders off. We're doing a chest lift. Trying to break at the breastbone here. We want space between our chin and chest like we have an apple or an orange in there. Exhale, lower. Inhale. And exhale, really contract the abdominal muscles. And this exercise can sometimes put a strain on your neck, so make sure your shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears and you're not poking your chin down. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up, hold it up. Feel those abdominals contract and release. We're now placing our feet on the ball. Soles of the feet on the ball. Knees are 90 degrees. Keeping the hands behind the head. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, extend the legs forward. Inhale, slowly pull the knees back in 90 degrees. Flatten the feet onto the ball. Exhale, press them forward, reaching the heels onto the ball. Feet are lifted, toes are still pointed. Pick up the pace if you can, really working deep, low belly. Transverse abdominis. We're going up to 15. This is 10. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Reach them out and in. Now we're placing the right foot onto the ball, lifting that left leg up to the sky. We're going to a chest lift with a crisscross and a leg lift. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the chest. Inhale, cross. Exhale, bring that knee in a little closer and lower on the inhale. And repeat. Cross, knee in, and lower. Lift, cross, knee in, and lower. And you can keep that knee bent on the ball if you need to. Foot on the ball. That's another option. And we want to keep our hips remaining stable. Oftentimes we tend to shift into this left hip as we rotate. We want to keep it stable. It's the best way to work the core. We have to keep the abs contracted the entire time to keep our hips stable. Once we let go of the core, that's when our hips begin to shift. We don't want to do that. Keep going. We're getting strong together. Beautiful form. One more. Draw that knee in and release. We're switching sides now. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the head. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, knee in. Inhale back through the center and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, cross. Exhale, knee in. I did them together. If you want to do them together, that's another option. Moving through the breath. Exhale. Inhale, twist. Exhale, knee in and keep this elbow back. Exhale. I'm doing both together now. Showing you that option. We're working all parts of the abdominals. Upper abs, lower abs, and obliques. Rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, internal and external obliques. And this starts to bother your neck. You could just come to the chest lift halfway and take out the crisscross. One more. And release. We might have done more than 15. That's good. That's a bonus. We're going back to that chest lift. Resting your legs over the ball. Pressing that ball into the backs of the thighs. We want to bring our shins and ankles a little bit closer in so our knees are 90 degrees with our hips. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lifting the head, neck, chest, and shoulders up. Contracting upper abs. Inhale, lower. And continue for 15. Keeping your hips in alignment. Beautiful hip alignment. I don't want to sound negative with telling you what not to do. I just want to tell you how to do it with better form so that we get stronger. We get stronger together. Keep that philosophy in mind. Let's get stronger together. Hold it up and release. Keeping those knees in alignment with the hips, pressing the soles of the feet into the mat, and this time if you want, lifting the hips slightly into a slight pelvic tilt. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, extend the legs out. This is even more challenging because we're getting some hamstring work in there, bonus hamstrings. I want to challenge you to hold your hips up, and if you need to, you can take that sheath and place your hands underneath your glutes. That's another option for stability if you need it. Really contract the low abs, transverse abdominals. Hip flexor abdominal coordination is working now. We're also doing some shoulder stability. Our shoulders are stabilizing. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Knees back at 90 degrees. We're going to that combination chest lift. Realign your hips. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale. Head, neck, chest, and shoulders lift. Breaking the breastbone. Inhale, rotating. Rotating from the shoulder joint. We're turning on the obliques. Exhale, bringing the left knee in towards the elbow. Opposite oblique holds on. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift. Inhale, twist. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower. And repeat. Picking it up a little quicker. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and release. We're switching sides, going right to the opposite side. Inhale, draw the core in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, knee in. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lower. Moving with the breath. This is 5. Five more. Really keep those hips in alignment. This opposite hip holds on. Oblique is holding on as he twists. Trying to use the abdominal muscles to lift up. We're not using our head, neck, chest, and shoulders to lift. We're using the abdominals throughout every movement. And release. Here's our bonus. Extend those legs straight out on the ball. Shins resting nicely against the ball. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders off. Palms facing the ceiling. Lift one leg and lower. Single leg lift with a straight leg, and if you need to, you can always place the hands behind the head. Take some pressure off the neck. Another option is to rest the head on the mat, resting that head against the neck cushion. If you lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders off, you get a deeper contraction, but only do that if your neck can handle it. You don't want stiff necks. One more, hold it up and release. Pressing the low back into the mat, clasp the hands behind the head. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, press the low back in. On the next inhale, lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders off. We're doing a chest lift. Trying to break at the breastbone here. We want space between our chin and chest like we have an apple or an orange in there. Exhale, lower, inhale, and exhale. Really contract the abdominal muscles. And this exercise can sometimes put a strain on your neck, so make sure your shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears and you're not poking your chin down. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up, feel those abdominals contract, and release. We're now placing our feet on the ball. So for the feet on the ball, knees are 90 degrees. Keeping the hands behind the head. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, extend the legs forward. Inhale, slowly pull the knees back in 90 degrees. Flatten the feet onto the ball. Exhale, press them forward, reaching the heels onto the ball. Feet are lifted, toes are still pointed. Pick up the pace if you can, really working deep, low belly. Transverse abdominis. We're going up to 15. This is 10. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. Reach them out and in. Now we're placing the right foot onto the ball, lifting that left leg up to the sky. We're going to a chest lift with a crisscross and a leg lift. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the chest. Inhale, cross. Exhale, bring that knee in a little closer and lower on the inhale. And repeat. Cross, knee in, and lower. Lift, cross, knee in, and lower. And you can keep that knee bent on the ball if you need to. Foot on the ball. That's another option. And we want to keep our hips remaining stable. Oftentimes we tend to shift into this left hip as we rotate. We want to keep it stable. It's the best way to work the core. We have to keep the abs contracted the entire time to keep our hips stable. Once we let go of the core, that's when our hips begin to shift. We don't want to do that. Keep going. We're getting strong together. Beautiful form. 1 more. Draw that knee in and release. We're switching sides now. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the head. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, knee in. Inhale back through the center and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, cross. Exhale, knee in. I did them together. If you want to do them together, that's another option. moving through the breath. Exhale, inhale, twist. Exhale, knee in and keep this elbow back. Exhale. I'm doing both together now, showing you that option. We're working all parts of the abdominals, upper abs, lower abs, and obliques. Rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, internal and external obliques. And this, we're going to finish in prone before we cool it down. I'm turning to lying down on my belly, resting on the forearms. My heels are against the ball, but I'm going to take the ball between my ankles, right between your ankles. You can also do this without the ball, just widen the feet. You can even put a glute loop around your ankles. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lifting the legs off. Really engage that core. And lower. Lift on the inhale. Exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. I do that backwards sometimes. Really draw in that core. Pick it up for the last 10. 8, 7, 6, 5. If it starts to bother your low back, rest down on the mat, arms straight. 3, 2, and 1. And release. We're going to do another exercise in prone, keeping our legs straight up on the ball. This is an elevated swimmer. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, lifting the right leg, left arm. Inhale, lower. Exhale, switch. Left leg, right arm. Pick up the pace, 15 per side. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, we did extra. That's okay. Let's go to 20. 19 and 20. Uh-oh. We did 5 extra. That's good. That's a bonus. Taking that ball back between the legs. Extend the legs out. This time we're bending the knees, extending the legs out, and lifting them up. It's a combination. I'm going to rest my chest on the mat, covering my head off. Hands are planting. Inhale, draw on that core. Exhale, bend, lift, extend, and lower. Bend, lift, extend, and lower. Pick it up. Good core work. Core isolation. Great for the lower back. That lumbar spine. If you can only get to 10, that's fine. That's 7 for me. This is 8. 9. We're at 10. If this is where you need to pause, do a little stretch. I'll finish the last 5. Come with me if you're ready. You can do this. You got this. You've been doing my workouts for a while. You should be stronger. And release. We're going back to the top. Going into that knee bend with a leg lift. Prone leg lift. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift the legs and lower. Lower on the inhale. Lift, exhale. Pick it up. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep going. 13, 14, and 15. swimmer. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, right leg, left arm. Keeping the hips in alignment. This is where spinal articulation, shoulder stability, and hip disassociation come together. We're working those back extensors with the core muscles and the glutes. Oh, my low back's on fire in this one. So if you need to, give it a little rest. Or just release the ball. We got 3, 2, and 1. And release. We're going to that combo lift. Up on your forearms or resting down with your arms straight. Ball back in between the ankles. Grip it with the ankles. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lower. And repeat. Moving with the breath. Your mind-body connection is working here. Movement with the breath. If you find that your shoulders are crunching up away from your ears, come to straight arms resting over the mat. This is about 5, 6. This is advanced, so don't worry if you're not there. You can do this without the ball. Try to keep those hips, legs hovering, and then lower. Knees bend, legs lift, extend, legs hover, and lower. That's 9. We're going a little slower. Really get the form. 10, 11. Whoa. This is 12. You got this. Hold it. Lower. 13. 14. We got the last 2. You got this. I'm coming up onto my elbows. Last 1. Extend and lower. Oh, bonus exercise is a swan. Resting our feet over the ball, tops of the feet. Planting the hands, wrists in line with shoulders. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lift off. You can lift your hips if you want or leave them on the mat. This is a half back bend. This is a bonus. If you find that your back starts to dip, lift up into plank. Or do the swan here with bent knees. Swan with bent knees. Best way to stretch out that back. This is taking us into our cool down. 1 more. Hold it up and release. We're cooling down now. Starting, resting your feet up over the ball. Knees are bent, placing your hands behind your back, fingertips forward. Lifting that chest, opening the chest, drawing those abs. Great abdominal stretch. Oh, yes. Oh, that was a fun core workout. Really work that core in all directions without having to do a bunch of crunches. We did some crunches, but it wasn't all crunches. We really worked that low back, made it stronger. Extend the legs out. Bringing the left ankle across right knee. Draw that knee in. Figure 4. Sitting nice and tall. Shoulder stability. And release. Switching sides. Right ankle again across left knee. Try not to curl your toes. We want to keep those toes pointed. Yeah, lift out. Oh, yes. Bring it in a little further. You can even lift the hips if you want. And release. Oh, we're going to rest over the ball. Do a little bit of core isolation. Placing the wrists in line with shoulders. Backs of the arms are against the ball. Front of the thighs against the ball. Flat the feet. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, scoop the belly. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, scoop. A little mini scoop. This is a mini cat-cow, so if you want to do the regular cat-cow without the ball, you're more than welcome. Just getting a nice stretch. Nice, beautiful stretch. Really good for that spine. Oh, yes. And if you want to, you can take a foam roller, roll it over the spine, help loosen any tension. You can even do some thoracic mobilization, where you're extending the thoracic and then rolling over the shoulder blades. It's a beautiful way to calm the spine down, really loosen the tension, and release. Inhale, draw in that core. Exhale, lower. Perform any additional stretches you need to. I'm going to put my shoes back on before we make our final comments. Drink water if you need to. When you're ready, come up to standing. Very important to hydrate between workouts and during workouts. Thank you so much for joining me today for that Pilates core workout. Comment below, how do your abs feel? Are they much more tightened and toned? Are you ready to wear that bathing suit on the beach? Can you fit into a smaller dress? Whatever your goal is, are you just even more healthy? Heart health better? And mobile health. Give this video a thumbs up if you absolutely loved it. Share it with your friends on social media. Anybody that wants a core workout or just loves Pilates and working out, needs a little motivation. And if you haven't already and would love to do so, subscribe to my channel down below. I've got a wide variety of videos that you can watch and share with your friends. Tap that notification bell at the top of your screen so you never miss one of my workouts. And stay tuned for the rest of my Power Pilates program. I've got more of it on this side, and I've got last month's March Hybrid program as well if you want to see that. You can also get access to February pull workouts and January push program. Very beautiful for the arms. Our next workout is going to be an arm workout, so stay tuned for that. This is your trainer, Kathy, saying goodnight. I'll have more Pilates board exercises this month. It's a mini reformer. You can buy it at any sporting goods store. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money, or if you have a reformer in your house, you can use that. So stay tuned for more of my workouts. I look forward to hearing from you. You have a great rest of your evening. 2 thumbs up for racing abs, and goodbye.